Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Dream Career Talk Show. Dream Career Talk Show is a part of our mission to transform 10 million lives by helping people to unlock their full potential and build their dream careers and life. Here on this show, we bring industry experts from various domains who will be sharing their knowledge, experiences, challenges, their failures, and success so that it can help others in their career journey. This show is to help professionals expand their context, get clarity, direction, hope, inspiration, and the right steps to build their dream careers and life. We all know that job security is something people run for. Almost all professionals want job security. Everyone is trying to get that work life balance. In the efforts to get the work life balance and job security, people are going through stress, fear, anxiety, and a lot of challenges. People are seeking support and guidance. People are looking for other super powerful humans who can help them. But very few understand that they have superpowers within themselves. Our today's guest was also running around before he realized that he had superpowers within him. Utkarsh Shrivastava Utkarsh Shrivastava in his 13 plus years of career as an IT professional has gone through multiple struggles. And due to stress, lack of work life balance, obesity, office politics, work pressure, and many other things. Coming from a lower middle class family, he felt that this was his life, and he was locked in this identity forever. After investing thousands of dollars in his self development, he discovered his unique strengths. In the past 2 years, he has empowered hundreds of working professionals to realize their superpowers. He started Meta Human Movement and is on a mission to empower 1 million IT professionals to unlock their superpowers, monetize their strengths, and become future proof so that they can achieve rapid growth in impact, fulfillment, and income. Utkarsh, I think we have known each other, and I really see that superpower in you, and you have already been impacting a lot of lives, making them realize those superpowers. So it is a privilege to have you here on Dream Career Talk Show.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Fatah, for great introduction. Yes, we know each other, and basically, rather knowing you are a great inspiration for me as well. Following your amazing talk show, and it's been an honor to be here. I'm so grateful.
Great. Thank you once again for being here. And let's start with your journey, right? You have mentioned about how you went through the struggle in your career. So, do you want to start with like how did you get started with your career, the struggle, and when did you realize the superpowers within yourself and identify that, yes, I can do it?
Sure, Fatah. So in the starting, let's go from like my childhood days. So born in a lower middle class family. So my father was a clerk and my mother was homemaker. So like as a child, it was not a problematic thing for me because I got food on the table and I like all the basic things were met. But the mediocrity that seeped in through me that time because we were into the environment that we have to stretch our legs until we have our like bed sheet like चादर उतने पैर फैलाइए जितने चादर हैं हमारे लिए हमारी चीजें नहीं होती हैं so all those things that we heard about those crept into it and I worked in the concept of adjusting to the situations and adjusting to the things and for these are for upper class people these are for lower class people we have to be in the zone we are in so all those things impacted and only thing what you usually would heard in the middle class family is your father tells you that you study hard so that you get a good job and once you get a good job your life is settled and that also comes into stages first is you study for 10th board was because that number will be stuck for your life then you study for 12th board that will stuck for your once you get a college your life is almost set but at every stage we see that whatever we moved life had its own challenges it was nothing like a settlement and all but yes I followed that plan and like I was not a very studious student I would say because the concept what I saw in my schools that days maybe things are changing nowadays is you cramp up all the things and you put it out on the paper and that decides who you are the grades
Right.
okay your identity is fixed with those numbers and the zone is decided by the band you are in okay and that time it was not a band system it was like your 80% 90% 70% those things decide your everything So that was the thing. And then I got into college, and I loved computers. And based on that, even though I had taken computer science in my college as a branch, but my father's friend and other people influenced our decision, and they thought that okay, computers has up and down market, so you should go for electronics. My ranking was good enough, luckily, so I got internal counseling to electronics branch, but that was influence decision, and I understood that was not for me. And it was a struggle to complete the degree, but as soon as I got the campus placement, it was the first company, and my love for computer took me to them. And that was the point of time. As I told you, I love computers because that connected me something related to power. Okay, that a computer had the power that I had realized that point of time, even in 90s when I heard about the computer animation. I loved cartoon characters, animations, comics. I love those things. And the connection came from the connection with animations were designed on computer graphics. Okay, so that was the connection that inspired me to like computers, love computers, and that actually took me to uh, the love that I had for computers. And I got job into TCS, the first company in the campus. That was a proud moment, and I thought, okay, as everyone said that this is the final destination, our life is now set. Okay, but life had other plans. So within a few years in the job, I understood it was not like life is settled. It starts when you get into job. Okay, so things were that, but again, it was feeded in the life throughout that you have to work hard, work hard. So within first 2 years, I worked really hard, and within 2 years, I was deputed to on-site US Texas as a subject matter expert in the field I was working in US healthcare, and that was felt like that life's dreams came true. Okay, coming from a middle class, looking at US and the lifestyle there, it was so fascinating. And I told you, I loved computers, I loved cartoon characters, and also Disneyland was my childhood dream. I could not have surfaced that time because nobody accepted that it's not possible for anybody to go to Disneyland while it's a middle class in India. But that was the time that before the fun year was completed, I planned my trip to Disneyland, loved and felt like top of the world. This is what like my dreams were, that I've achieved it. So life was going like piece of cake, but life has their own plans. There comes the concept that I believe that when you are not fulfilling your purpose, life does give you a nudge. Sometimes it's a small nudge, and if you don't understand that, you'll get bigger nudges. So time to time, I was getting those nudges from the universe, that in some form or another. But this time it went to the higher level, because now I was feeling like I have fulfilled my life dreams, and this is my life. I'm logged into this. This is the best a middle class person can do. That time it happened, I became a part of a fraud. Okay, and that involved not only just me but my family at a very deeper level, and that was a life point of life, like everything shattered down my below my feet, and I felt like this is the end of life. So that was the situation. I cannot express you in the words, but I could feel like my parents talking about those things, and with the tears in the eyes and all. And I felt like I was the person who is responsible for this, because I could not take control of my life. So
Hmm.
that was the position. I look for help from company which I was working on, because of the fraud. I had to take care of some court cases and all, and had to fly back to India now and then. And but companies, as we know it, they operate for profit. They can't help it, they operate for profit. And I was told by one of my friend, he was not directly my HR, but he was from HR department. He said that we all are kind of numbers on Excel for the company. And that hit me very hard, because all the life I felt like whatever I have done just to become a number on Excel. The computers, the systems they use are assets for the company. Those have asset IDs, if you remember from your job days, right? So, but we are called resources. Okay, so that really, I heard those terms now and then in the organization, but that was the point of time that really hit it hard in my heart. And that was a situation I felt like even ending my life. So from that situation on, then the quest for searching for my superpower and everything went up. because that point of time I realized that life is having a different meaning for me, and if I don't fulfill my purpose, then I'm going to face these situations, and not just me, but there might be others who are waiting to be helped, who are not having the clarity, they are clueless. So I should be the person, as Gandhiji said, right? Be the change that you want to see in the world. So thereby my quest began.
Wow. So I think that is coming from the place of pain, and then you find your purpose, right? You realize that there is that realization is there for you to change. And when you started this search, how long did it take for you to realize that, hey, I have the superpowers, right? That I can change my life and also I can start transforming lives of other people. How much time did it take for you to get this realization and those powers to start impacting and inspiring others?
Yeah, that's a great question, Fatah. So yes, it does not happen all of a sudden. Have a journey of its own. So how it started is, as I told you, that I felt like ending my life. So, but I remember the saying from my mother that suicide is for the people who are coward. Okay, ये कायरों का काम है. So like, and also the thing is that if you do certain things, you are leaving the people behind who love you. Okay, and those people will not even know what was going inside your mind and all. So if you take some strong decision, you should never do that. You should definitely seek out help. You have to talk to the people and understand the things. For me, I was very introvert, so it never came like I could not express things to others, I could not ask the people. But as the strong the commitment was towards understanding what happened wrong, because I tried to be the person of my ethics. I believed in serving people, I wanted to help everyone, and I'm always a person who was honest and transparent and all. But why this happened to me, that deep introspection went in that point of time. And even though I could not get the answers, but what I thought was that if it's the end of a life, why to just waste it, like going and committing something rather than do something that you really love. So what I could understand, that I loved adventures. So I went for skydiving, I went for the adventure sports in US, lot of things I did. At the same time, I wanted to become strong. So the first thing that came to my mind was to become strong in terms of physical terms. So I went through a body transformation, losing like 20 kgs in 90 days, those all things, and also learning side by side karate. American form of karate is called kenpo. So I did that with joined a karate institute near to my house. So those things I did, but understood that the real strength is not on the physical level, it comes from inside. Okay, so that was the point of time that I felt that okay, I could not get the answers just from asking myself, I need some help. So that quest, that time I did all those things that I could do, but at the same time started searching for mentors. So the first mentor I could know was Tony Robbins in US, if you know that he's a big name.
Right.
So I tried to learn a lot of things from hearing his videos and attending certain seminars and those kind of things. But the thing is, uh, the quest was still strong, that because Tony Robbins is a big name, I can learn from him indirectly, but there is no possibility to reach him directly. Okay, so anybody in the audience if don't know, Tony Robbins has at least 3 years of waiting period if you want to learn from him directly after paying almost $1 million and joining the waiting list. Okay, so that was not possible for me that time. Even right now, not it is not. So I wanted to have a mentor who I can directly get in touch and understand. So then as I came back to India, I connected to my mentor, Gurudev Devgadvi. So from there the life journey started, and within a span of 6 months working with him directly in a close knit program, in his mastermind program, I could understand, okay, even though we are kind of in a bottle. Okay, so we have the bottle has label outside. So even we have the powers, we have everything inside us, but we cannot read our labels. For that we need someone who has been there, done that, walked that path, who can read those labels for us and let us know. So Gurudev made me understand I have to become the person who I want to see the change in the world. Secondly, be 100% sure that whatever is something you love, your passion, follow that. Follow your heart. And even if you don't have courage, borrow my courage. So coming from the introvert background, that was the best thing I could get. I understood his words, starting understanding those things that I have, and he made me understand by his introspection that you have a great insight into things. You see the processes, you dissect those, you can see the hidden meanings behind those things. Not only that, you love superheroes, so that is also a strength that you have, because when you are connected to someone, you actually have some aspect of that inside you that makes you being connected to the person. So those all things in a platter that that was the time I understood that concept, that okay, the concept again comes from DC Comics, where we have human beings who are having the superpowers inside them, but they are not able to tap into that. Those are called metahumans. So that's why I understood that okay, for every person who is want to do something, they have a great ambition, but that is coming from the bubbling of the power inside them. But since they are not utilizing that, they are not living their purpose, then they are having those problems, struggles, stress, and everything. So that was the thing. It started with a 6 months journey, and as we know that refinement goes on the lifetime thing, so that's continuing still now.
Great. That is a good journey to know. Now, you said you actually reached a point where you thought of committing suicide, right? And from there, you actually moved ahead and then started transforming your life, right? But what was that which actually came in between and became that power or that strength or that message for you? Like, what was it? Was it any video? Was it a book? Was it any person you met? Because there should be something that would have stopped you, right? So what was that energy or the power or whatever that message you got from? Where was that?
Definitely. And that was a great thing actually, because you know that I was committed to do something, something important, and I was trying all different things. I tried to attend different sessions, seminars, reach out to different mentors. Like if you talk about any mentors, I would be touched in one way or another. I will tell you that. Okay, I'm part of some great masterminds, online, offline, whatever. But the thing, yes, and also I tried to try my hands in different things. I tried to do drop shipping, I tried to do some things here and there into offline world, but that was not giving me the satisfaction. Even though after some tries and testing, I knew that I could do something good in that, but that was not giving the fulfillment, the connection that I was looking for. The message that you said, that really came from Gurudev himself, because what happened is I went ahead, and initially when I saw his advertisements and all, I could not believe it. First of all, I would say openly, I could not believe it. Okay, that how can truck drivers and can do this and all those things he's talking about. But I just wanted to give not him the chance, but I wanted to give myself a chance to understand what he wants to say. But I was a person, I would say, I do not trust anyone straight away. So I did my research, not only by looking at his videos, his LinkedIn and all, but I also went through his book. And believe me, Fatah, I didn't just read the book for one time. I read the book 80% mindset, 20% skills at times before meeting him. That was the point of time I understood key, like it's not just about the skills you have. Understand your passion, realize the things, and take imperfect actions. Start doing certain things, and with the actions, you will get the clarity. So that really connected to me. And Gurudev also mentioned one thing, that don't think or take decisions from where you are, take decisions from where you want to be. And that also kind of imbibed from my concept that okay, I believe that everything is existing in the real time. That we have seen recently a movie from Dr. Strange in Multiverse of Madness. So there is the multiple versions of the universe are existing. So what I feel is like multiple versions of me is also existing everywhere on and what happens is, whatever situation we are in right now, it is because of the decision we have taken in the life from beginning till today. And if the decisions were a different way, you would end up on different horizon altogether. So all the versions of me are existing. So instead of looking at the version who I am right now, I look at the version who is the perfect version of myself, the best version of myself, and start taking decisions so that I get to that level. So not only that's my concept, that also same thing I give to my mentees also. I discuss with them what is the best version they want to become, and starting from that endpoint, we worked out on the plan, working backward, reverse engineering to get them to that point, what actions are required to get to those things. So those important messages from Gurudev really helped. And the first final one was like, borrow my courage. Even if you don't have courage, as an introvert person, I didn't had, I definitely borrowed his for courage, lots of it. And also started taking decisions not from where I am right now, from the place where I wanted to become. So those two were very important things, and definitely the book 80% mindset and 20% skill was life changing for me.
Great. That is really nice to know. And when people actually want to identify their superpowers, right? One, I think, important step is to start talking to people, right? Even if they have challenges talking to people. But as you said, you are an introvert, right? There are many out there, even in the IT world, in the corporate world, who are introverts. How do they get started, right? From where they are, from the struggle journey to getting into a place where they can get success. What are the starting steps for them if they're introverts?
Definitely. What important thing what worked for me was to explore all different areas from myself. Okay, so that involved not by just identifying my problems, okay, to understand that what is, another thing that I heard from my mentors is, it's like your mess becomes your message. So important thing is to understand the mess first. It is easy to know because we face certain challenges. The same problems are faced by different people all around us, but for us, what is pinching us really bad, that is something we can figure out is somewhere around that our passion or purpose lies in, because that's how we are getting connected to it. Otherwise we could have ignored it like any other person. For example, say you are going through a road and you find a pothole. You will, even if you fall into that, you will just try to maneuver around and go ahead. But I really recently heard about a person in video recently in YouTube. So it was, he always see the potholes, and it reminded him about his son who died in a road accident. And for him, those potholes were not the potholes in the road; those were kind of the death warrant for the people, innocent people. So what he does now is, every time he see a pothole, he goes ahead, fills it on from his own pocket. Okay, he does the expenses, he does the labor from his side, and he's filling the pothole. So that is the purpose he has acquired for himself. So this is just an example I wanted to quote, that whatever problem we are facing very much troubled about, those problems are something, those are somewhere related to our purpose. So that is one set of things that we have can do from our side. And the same time, we find out at least five people who are influencers in the fields, and we are somewhere connected to them because we love them so much. There are thousands of celebrities, there are thousands of influencers, but somehow if we come out to make out a list of top five people, so then we can find out those top five people and then try to introspect that what are the qualities these people having, which I am loving so much, that instead of other people, I am feeling that these are my top five superheroes or the influencers that I'm loving them. And then find out the ways that who has walked the path that you want to become the version that you want to overcome that problem and become the best version of yourself. And then find out the mentor, because lot of things we can do from our side, it's okay, but it's like deciding the trajectory. So even in atomic habits, I read a very important example, that when a plane starts from one destination A, and it has to land to destination B, and with slight angle it will never reach B, it will reach another some location which is C. So the trajectory, a small change in the trajectory at the starting point can actually take you to a long way different way altogether from the goals you are looking for. So that's the best time. Whenever you understand that, you find a mentor, follow them, and let them course correct you. So there might be a lot of deviations here and there, but let them course correct you so that you actually reach near your goal, and that too in very faster time, rather than trying and testing all the hundreds and thousands of different things which don't work. Rather working on a process which really works. So that's what I believe is the best course of action.
I think good tips there. Thank you for sharing them. And I loved what you said. Your mess becomes your message, right? And that was a very good example of a person going or gone through a mess or challenge in the life, and that problem, that pain becomes the purpose. I think for most of them, that's the case. Though it's not like mandatory that that is the path, right? But I think in most of the cases, pain is the path for the purpose, right? So if people have gone through any pain, any challenges, go deeper into that, understand that, and then find their purpose from there. So you found your purpose, right? You saw the pain that you had and you found your purpose, and you started, right? So now when you started, like, how did this journey go for you? Like, was it easy, was it difficult, and what helped you in this particular journey to get like success to whatever extent you have been able to reach today?
Yeah. uh, in the starting, actually, whenever whatever new thing we start, we always see a challenge. And not only that, I really believe that what my gurudev tells me, that whenever you try to do something which is actually in the right direction, okay, universe will put some obstacles in your way to test you. And that
Mhm.
happened with me all the time. Definitely, I started my journey as I was in full-time job, and I'm the only person working. And then as a middle class person, the first thing you do after job is you is get settled, kind of thing, that you get married, you take a home loan, you buy a car on loan, and you feel like you have accomplished all those things. I did. And then it was a situation that I wanted to do a lot of things, but family pressure was there. I was the only person to work in. And then even though something happened, I started my journey of personal development with Gurudev in 2020, and then Corona hit. And it was like never seen before thing in my life. And I think many people can relate to it in this era, that this is something that never happened, like. And so those testing times were there. I felt like, am I doing something right? Rather, should I go back and step into my job because that is comfortable? Okay. After the long time, I know that okay, best thing I can do is maybe do certain certifications, switch certain more companies, and my income growth will happen. But at the time, whenever I thought of going back, I realized that if I do that, my purpose will not fulfill. And when ever any situation obstacle comes in, I started thinking about just one thing, that why I started it. And the connection to my why, because I went to a place where I thought I was completely powerless, and I wanted to become powerful. And not only that, create like, I cannot control the world, I cannot control the things, but definitely I can control me, so that I can design and take the decisions in my life, so that I can build a lifestyle that I want, to take control in my hands, rather than just following the herd like everyone, right? So that was the point, that whenever those obstacles hit, I course corrected myself by shaking up myself, and started thinking of why I started it, getting more connected to my purpose, and then with more enthusiasm getting connected to this. So the journey was never easy. Feel swamps here and there even today, but the connection to my why keeps me going. And the best thing that happened after almost 6 months of my journey that was completed, that I got chance luckily to start working as a co-mentor with Gurudev. So that was the time when I saw that I could, whatever journey I have walked, if I could help other people take that journey and give a small, make a small impact in their life. And when I hear back from them that okay, their life has become much better, and they have got more realizations and breakthroughs because of a small of my contribution here and there, that really made me that okay, I'm actually started making a difference, and I have to do it more and more, so that I can do full justice to myself by getting the fulfillment that I'm looking for, and making an impact in the life of the people who are suffering from all the challenges in the life, and which is stopping them to reaching their own full potential. So those are the two things, connecting to my why, and secondly, helping people to walk the journey so that they can become best version of themselves. That keeps me going.
Great. Thank you for sharing that. And now we know that you come from IT background, right? You were into IT, you were into technology, like testing, coding, whatever you were doing in technology background. So shifting from tech to something which is like non-technical. Here your work is not technical, right? You found your superpower in that. Now, what if people, right, find out that, hey, whatever I'm doing, or I have an experience of 10, 15, 20 years, right? I don't see my superpower lies in that. My superpower lies in something else. Maybe for somebody it is communication, right? For somebody it might be like yoga. For somebody it might be like teaching others habits, or it can be anything like that. So, but then there is a huge shift that has to happen, right? So how do people actually take charge of themselves and be able to like come overcome that fear and still walk this new path to identify their superpowers and unleash them?
Definitely a great question, Fatah, because that actually happened with me when I started. Like, okay, so I started as a, and I told you, right, I loved computers. And another concept comes from my mentors is like, there is a zone of expertise, and there is a zone of genius. So, computers, I love computers, and that was my zone of expertise in the say that, okay, I could understand computer languages, I could understand the technologies and things easily, but that was taking me to a certain level. I could not make that much impact, and I could not reach those many people I was looking for in the technology. But when I realized that, as my Gurudev mentioned, that okay, your superpower lies into that you can understand the things, you can understand the processes, you can understand the things which are not spoken. So that actually gave me a way that I could even sneak peek into my career from that lens. When my perspective changed, my vision got expanded. When I look back from that side, I could see that whatever I was doing, I was actually doing an analyst role throughout my life. So even if it was technology, I was doing and believe me, I tried all different things in IT. Like it could be testing, it could be coding, it could be on-site lead, it could be offshore lead, it could be like implementer. I tried all different roles. As a BA, as a system analyst, like I tried all different possible things because I wanted to explore like what is something that I love. But the connection was not, I could do a lot of things, I could take the project, I could ensure that the intentions were always right, that I'm not just working for the company I'm working, I'm actually helping the people who are were clients client, and making their life better. That was also always the intention. So when I look back from that angle, I could see that my intentions were always in a way to impact people and make their life better. So that was always there in an underlining way. The instrument, the path was technology, but the underlying theme was always that. So that I could introspect, and when I understood that okay, this is the same thing, I have to use all the experience by I have already, and incorporate that into learning some new things, so that I can help people in a different way now, directly as a person, as a having a small role in their breakthrough journey and all, rather than as a software and all. Definitely there were a lot of new skills, and it took me some time to develop them. But what I felt that when the intentions are correct, skills can be developed, and with of course the guidance from amazing mentors and the great team I have. So I loved the interaction with everyone and got the feedbacks and all. I could understand that those things I could learn. Intention should be correct. The main thing is, either you are from a technology field and you want to go to non-technical and all, understand the intention that you want to serve. That is something will which is you are carrying from your life, though that is ingrained in you. That is not going to change. You are the same person whatever role you play. And one very important learning I got from my mentor was, I thought I was having this identity of a IT professional. Okay. But he made me realize that identity is not what you think you are. Identity is what you choose to be. So you are not logged into identity, you have chosen that. So because it went so easily that okay, everybody just thinks you got a job, now you became that person. And especially that happened with my parents, like he was in the previous era, that time the things were completely different. So he got into a bank, he was always a banker, there's no other identity. He cannot do a different thing, he's locked into that, and the situations, the economy was not like that that he could easily do things. But now things are completely different. We are now exposed to a era where the things are working online, especially after COVID. Things have become much more predominant. It has fast tracked those online journey for people. So this is the point of time we can actually shift into things. Main thing is understand our intentions, then identify the core skills that are needed for that person to become, and learn those skills. And believe me, whatever happens is, when your intentions are correct and you're working on your purpose that you want to solve in the world, getting acquiring those skills become easier. And even if you are not exactly having that level of expertise in a skill, still you are able to support the journey of the people or the ways that you wanted to become, it becomes easier. But definitely refinements goes on. It is, nobody can say that the perfection is a myth. Nobody is perfect. And anybody you see here today, whatever they have done, they have increased their versions from the version 0 to version 1 through whatever we see right now. The only thing is, what makes us to have those anxiety is we compare, and we compare to the person we see right now. So like I saw your journey, Fatah. I can, like, everybody can vouch for that who is following you from, like me as a great follower, I follow you from long time. I can see that the way you started your videos and all, and now when you we see you on TEDx platforms or any platform, the way is amazing. But if I compare to Fatah Khan right now, I'm not that level. Yes, because Fatah had his journey, he's dedicated his life. But I can definitely learn from you directly that okay, what you have went through, and I can take some guidance from you to fast track my journey. That is the way we have to approach the things, instead of thinking about comparing to someone and getting into the anxiety of like sticking to your past, that I have done so
Right.
much, I should just clutch it in my hands and then move with that burden. With that burden we cannot move forward. We have to leave those things, because those are identities we had chosen for ourselves. We can choose a new identity. So that's, I believe, is choose your correct identity that is aligned with your purpose, and learn the skills that is not going to slow you down. It is actually going to help you because you are aligned to your purpose.
Exactly. And I think you beautifully explained it, right? Especially the identity part. A lot of us working in corporates, right? We get the identity business analyst, right? Coder, tester, right? Support engineer, I don't know what all, right? And people get fixed to that and they are not able to follow their dreams or unleash their superpower. And one very important aspect you also brought about is comparison, right? Rather than comparing outside, as you rightly mentioned, the superpowers are always inside, right? We work on unleashing our superpowers, then we'll become super powerful and we become the best version of ourselves. I think that's the way, right? So beautifully explained, Utkarsh here. But one challenge most of the people face when they want to unleash their superpowers is, uh, currently there might be people who are doing good, right? So that's where people get stuck in their comfort zone, right? I'm doing good, right? There is good money coming in, there is good things taken care, just like in your life you had your own comfort zone with car, house, us and everything, right? People get stuck in that comfort zone and it becomes challenging for them to move from there to a zone which is again like, uh, I can say, an unknown zone, where they don't know what's going to happen, where they don't know whether they can get success. So how do they actually do that transition from that comfort zone to the unknown zone, right? Is there any formula, is there any way which they can follow to actually get there?
Yeah, that's a great question, Fatah. I can really understand from my part also, because I was getting good money coming in, right? And I knew that okay, every time some obstacle came, I felt like okay, job is good. I mean, let's do that only. But I always ask the question from myself like why I started, and the same thing I suggest everyone to do is that, and don't take me wrong, that it's not like if you're in a job you definitely have to shift. It's not like that, but please ask yourself like, is you is that life you are having is the best version of your life that you thought? Okay, is there something you can do more? And not only just that, is that giving you the inner peace and the fulfillment, or are you in the rat race? And believe me, I've seen people who are earning like in crores a month and all, is still their life is a hell. And also I've seen a people who started something on their own and they love them, like one of my dear friend is loves the street dogs, and he's helping the street dogs, and that has got him lot of accreditations from companies which are like international companies are approaching him, that he can collaborate with them and do a lot of things. So it's not like that you are locked into something and you have to think of just a comfort zone. Comfort zone by definition is comfortable to be in. That does not mean it is comfortable. You may seem that you are getting like good income and all, but the great realization that we have got from COVID era is that whatever things we were neglecting, like what happened from our forefathers, parents and all, we have seen that they did a job and life revolved around the job. But nowadays it's not like that. Like we saw a lot of people leaving their family, they leaving their whatever they had worked for within a small span of time without getting. I've seen my uh, loss from my schoolmates, college mates, which are we were connected with, young people leaving their life without having anything. That and that point of time I definitely believe that when the life is temporary, we don't know what is going to happen. Why don't we live the life to the fullest? Why we should hold back? Because the comfort zone that we are looking at it is an illusion. One small decision away and we are on roads, like one change in the organization, one change in the economy, things suddenly changes, and then we, the illusion, the castle of illusion we have seen will just fade away in front of our eyes. And that point of time वो कहावत है ना कि like आग लगने पे कुआं खोदना किसी फायदे का नहीं है. So that is the time that happens, that when the house is on fire and you see that okay, everything that you have worked for has getting shattered. That point of time you don't have any bandwidth or anything that you can do. That point of time maybe you don't are not in the state of mind to take control of the things. Start it right now. And always it is said, the another saying is comes to it, like the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, and next best time is today. So if you had not planted the tree 10 years ago, it's okay, you would have definitely reaped the reward if you have done that. But plant the tree today. So now today itself your trajectory start in the direction of your best version, rather than on the direction of whatever is still going on. And understand that okay, whatever is going through and you are not getting the fulfillment, you are not having the control of the life and lifestyle you have, how long you could do like that. So take that decision and start working on from today itself, so that it comfortable comfort zone is just illusion. Just and you can think about it, like if you are just depending on one source of income, if you are depending on just one company or one certification and all, that can be taken away any point of time. You can get replaced by AI. I mean, amazing things are happening nowadays. I can see like they are amazing things like copywriting, which involved a lot of psychology work. Those AI is doing. Like a lot of things like amazing artists were there, right? But recently the social media, Instagram especially, is flooded with lot of avatars of the people, which is created by AI. Like amazing painters cannot do that what AI is doing. So whatever we are doing right now could be replaced, but best version of ourselves cannot be replaced, because God have made with our purpose, and when we are living that purpose, that cannot be replaced. So once we live that purpose, it may be aligned to your job, it may be not be aligned to job, that does not matter. Only thing is realize that is it the best you can do, and if not, then start taking action. There is no other way.
Right. Exactly. Right. It is comfort zone is not actually comfortable, maybe for now, right? But as you rightly said, it is very important for people to proactively take actions rather than get into that uh, challenging time or that pain problem and then taking actions. And as you have been using a lot of quotes there, I also came up with this one, right? I remember this one. Jab jago tab savera, right? So
Exactly.
even if you have not taken any actions till now, even if you were not having this realization till now, you can have that right now, right? You can do it right now, because I think just like you, me, all of us took some action at one point of time, and then life started to change. Of course, there is always scope of improvement, there is always progress, right? And all of that is there, but taking that action or that step is very important, where people realize and move out of that comfort zone. So, comfort zone is something that we spoke about. And yes, say, let's say people trying to move out of that comfort zone. One of the big challenge that we see around is procrastination. Right? People come out of the comfort zone, or they want to come out, right? But they are not able to take actions. They start procrastinating, and that is not helping a lot of people to get to the level where they want to, or become that or unleash their superpowers. So how can they actually kill that procrastination and make progress in their lives?
Great question, Fatah. And I'm the prime example of that. I felt like procrastination is eating up my life like anything. And that just not started at the job life. If I recall it, like whenever I got, say, holiday homework in summer vacations, the time I start doing the holiday homework was a night before I had to submit in the next day the schools are opening. And every time we went to give an examination, and that time like I have full commitment that I will study throughout the year. Next time, this time I have to face those difficulties, and the year went like anything. And the next time, just when the realization come was again when I facing the exam of the passing out exam for the class. And that carried with me for like college days and everywhere, even at some level of officer assignments. Only thing I understand from those things is not that it is something wrong with me. And the thing is like, first level I was using wrong vocabulary for myself, and that also I realized when I was working with amazing mentors. Luckily I got a chance to sit in a online virtual environment also, but in the room of the people who are doing great amazing things. So the vocabulary they use, that also the environment that I am in now has changed a lot of perspective, so I could recall and recollect the things. Because uh, I have a great imagination. Actually, I could relive the moments and all, and actually simulate certain things in a way. And I can see that what is happening, what I'm doing wrong is when I approach things. Okay, that point of time, I was not working with deadlines. Secondly, I was not putting things on the calendar or a way to track myself. Maybe that point of time, I was not having mobiles in the school and college days, but definitely I had copy and pen. I could have put that things in my copy and pen, put those things in the line. So only thing is that uh, our mind is very powerful. So it works faster than what we actually seen. Because any point of day, what I have read through amazing books is that we have getting every day almost 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts in our mind. We have realizations of maybe just a few thousands of a few hundreds of them, but mind is working throughout it. And also we don't have just a conscious mind, we have a subconscious mind which is actually taking care of a lot of things. For example, if it was given to me that I have to take control of my heartbeat and all, if I lose it for one or second or 1 minute or something, I would die, right? So body knows that these things cannot be given to you. So our subconscious mind is actually working in the background. It's very powerful. So we have to take advantage of the fact that ensure we can let the mind know which is important, what all things are important for us. So for that, very important thing is, I read that starting from think and grow rich, that we have to write down our goals. It has to be very specific, it has to be realistic, it has to be not just realistic, it has to be specific. And also in the present tense, we write those goals in the present tense so that our mind understands that these things are important to us. And important concept here comes from reticular activation system. It is a scientific term, but in the normal terms, I would say the layman languages, that what happens is our mind gets a lot of signals from everything in the environment, like thousands of things going on. So mind filters those things out like a very intelligent filter. It filters out all the things which are not relevant for us, especially for the survival part. Like we all get some intuitions, like if somebody is following us in the street or something's happening, we know it even if we are not even aware about it, or we are not turning back and seeing, but those signals are coming from around us, and our mind filters out all the things directly, whatever is related to our survival and whatever we have focus on. For example, what I've read is like if you like a particular car, that what happens is anytime you go, you love that car, you research about it, anywhere you see, you'll see the car in the streets, the car in the parking lot, the parking car around you in your neighborhood. You will see a lot of that. It's not like the car was not there, but now your mind knows that you this is important to you in some way or another, so it filters out other things, but it means shows that those things are there. So important thing is writing down the notes, rather notes, the goals that in the specific way, in the real terms, in the current version rather than in the futuristic terms. So write down the goals, and also ensure that whatever tasks are important aligned to the goals, write down those things in the piece of paper, and then transfer the things, allocate the time slot, transfer that into the your calendar. Nowadays we have the advantage, we have our mobile phones, we are, which is very powerful. Instead of using the right way, we use it to all the distractions and all. So also the trap of going into getting instant gratification, we have to avoid that, because just we see that okay, right now I have small point of time available, should I just scroll through certain reels? But what happens if before we realize, like, hours are gone. So instant gratification has to be avoided. The only way to do it is that we follow the timetable, that we have set a task. And again, not like everything, just follow one or two important tasks for the day, put it in the calendar, the 30 minutes, the 90 minutes, the 60 minutes, whatever works for you, put it there, and ensure that in that deadline you work on that task only without any distractions, and then slowly build up on other things. That has really worked for me, because initially, as a working professionals, I hardly got a time, as I worked in a US healthcare environment. My time was more into discussing with all those things. I think I lost a bit, but yeah, as a working professional, what happened is like my time was more into interaction with on-site, offshore, and all. But I could fix out 60 minutes or 90 minutes a day, that I worked especially on the tasks which are important and with the deadline. So that really helped me. And of course, the main part that really helped is setting up the intention for the day in the night before. If we are thinking about what we have to do tomorrow, we are already too late when we start the day. So it's important that we put the things in the paper night before, we work in our intention and work with the deadlines. And whatever way possible, avoid instant gratification thing, because once we delay the gratification, we get amazing results over the time. It might not seem very like straight away. For a simple example, like if we think about say doing exercise for 30 minutes, it could be a walk, it could be run, it could be jog, it could be physical exercise, whatever it is, just 30 minutes a day. One day passes, you don't see any difference. 2 day passes, you don't see a difference. But over the period of 30 days, 90 days, and 60, you see a vast difference in yourself. At the same time, like eating a chips or packet will give you an instant taste in your mouth and feel amazing that time itself. But and 1 day or 2 day, you if you eat a packet of chips or a can of soda, it may not make a big difference. But over the 30 days and 60 days, you'll see a vast difference in the person who chose to exercise 30 minutes a day, and to the person who chose to take soda and chips and every day. So you see a vast difference in their lifestyle and all everything together. So small changes will make a big difference. That's what we have to take care of, is avoid instant gratification, delay the gratification, and get the result that you are looking for.
Great. I think those were some amazing tips there, like delay gratification, write your goals, right, a day earlier at least, right, for the next day's schedule, and ensure that you are going through that and take small steps that can help you. And so those were some great tips there. Utkarsh, and you speak about something called as meta-human, right? You have been talking about how to unlock your superpowers and become a meta-human. So, what is the definition of meta-human as per you, and how can somebody become a meta-human? Like, what attributes they need to acquire?
That's great, Fatah. Good to know that you are interested to know that amazing things that I'm thinking about and have a person who is into aligned with those things. So let me explain that. First thing first that comes from is understanding who we are, and let me go far behind. Okay, not just 1 year, not just 2 years, but 13.5 billion years ago. Okay, so that was the time. As per the most current theory, most accepted theory, our universe started with a big bang. Okay, and that happened that initially it was nothing. There was nothing at all. It was just a small lump of thing that was called primordial atom. That was a bunch of thing that started, and everything was inside that. And one day it exploded. Once it exploded, the things started becoming, first started from small particles become atoms, then from atoms became other set of matters, and then started becoming stars, galaxies, and all those things. So today when we see ourselves, I'll just take one small example, that we have blood in our vessels. Blood vessels, we say that 70% of our part is made of water, and most of that water is converted to the blood that supplies everything. And if we see the red blood cell, it is having a red color because it has iron. Okay, the pigment called hemoglobin. Okay, and major content of that is iron. Okay, and iron is made up from where it does not get generated by itself. Okay, we have our sun, which is the star which gives us life. It is a medium sized star, and it can generate helium atoms from the fusion of hydrogen atoms. But the iron becomes is possible only in very huge stars, which are so huge that our sun, they are more than 3 times or 10 times our size of our sun. So those stars, when they explode, that is the point where they are generating metals like this iron. That iron came from, that is flowing in my blood, is coming from a huge star that exploded billions of years ago. That went through the galaxies and different cycles, then got deposited in another planet that we are in. From that soil we got that, and that is how I am living right now. And it's not just by that iron. All the elements that we are made up of are actually have gone the cycle of 13.5 billion years. Our planet Earth is roughly 4.5 billion years old. So all those things happened from 13.5 billion years ago till today, that we are here right now, living and doing the things that we are doing right now. So that makes me feel that there's a divine plan from which we originated. So we are superheroes, we, even if we don't realize that. And why we do not realize it? Because we are not living that purpose, we are not living the purpose we were born in the universe. That's why the connection to the purpose is important. Small example I give to the DC fans is, Superman. Superman is so powerful, he can shoot laser from his eyes and pick up the mountains, and a lot of things he can do, fly and all. But when he is exposed to a element called kryptonite, a small portion of kryptonite will cripple him and make him vulnerable, even weaker than a normal human being. So we are the Superman of our life, but we are carrying the burden of guilt, shame, all the negativities and disbelief and all those things in the form of that kryptonite. We are carrying that into pocket. We are actually holding that deep into our heart. That has made us weak. If we believe in ourselves, if we live our purpose, we become like strive to become the best version of ourselves. We create opportunities not just for ourselves, for everyone else. We live our purpose, we will become powerful in every aspect of our life, and that way we can uncover the power of the superpowers which are really inside us. And everybody is given a gift, because our human being species, if we see, even you go through the evolution of different species and all, every thing else which we see in our planet, a tree can be a tree, a banyan tree cannot be a banana tree. Like they are locked in the genetic potential. A monkey cannot become a lion, like they are locked into the genetic potential. But and those animals cannot decide on their own like whatever they want to do. But human beings are the only species who are given the choice. And why is so? Because God has a divine plan for us. We can not only see things around, we can understand. And whatever we have seen from, we as a human race, we also evolved from jungles. But nowadays we are living in a different environment altogether, just because we have the superpower, creativity, the thinking, imagination, and executing on things. And everybody we see, somebody is an implementer, somebody is a visionary, somebody is industrialist. Like lot of things have happened because people, when they play the game, they have created for themselves rather than following the rules of laid by others. When we play a game which the rules are set by others, we are always tend to lose those things. But when we create the game on our own way, we set the rules because we have the power that is within us, the gift the universe has given with us. We are not supposed to fail. Like there's not, it is impossible to fail when we play our own game. So that's the
Interesting.
concept. Like yeah, understand who you are. You are coming here because of a divine plan. Understand the gifts, and not only just monetize it, create impact, get fulfillment, and become future proof. Because now no, nothing in the future can hamper the things. Till you are alive, you are the powerful version, and then you can keep on doing things that you love for yourself.
Very interesting. And taking back so many years back, and then you talking about so much of science, technology, right? I can clearly see the meta human that you have become and the meta human mentor you have become right now and helping others on becoming those. So that was really interesting knowing all these things from the scientific point of view as well. Now, you are also upcoming author of your book, Power Up, right? What is this book about? Is it also covering these concepts? And who is this book for? Like, who can get benefit out of this book?
Yeah. Specifically, I'm writing this for IT professionals because the life I had is like I started as a person who was mediocre into studies, but as soon as I got into the field of IT profession, I since I loved computers, I went into the corporate world, became a SME, got into US on-site lead, and all those things. I like led a life which was kind of ideal for the IT professionals when they start with. But when the point of time when I got the nudge from rather the kick, a big kick from universe, and I felt that my life has shattered, and I became so vulnerable and powerless. So I'm talking about that story more into depth, so that people can understand that okay, either they have been through the phase in a similar way or not, but how things can unfold if things become ugly in the terms that you might have not think about. And once that happens, what you can do so that you realize your superpowers and live an extraordinary life, not an ordinary life but an extraordinary life. And how you can get an unfair advantage as an IT professional in this era. Nobody talks about it, but this is mostly I'm covering in the book, so that you can power up yourself, unleash your superpowers, monetize your strength, and become future proof, taking the advantage of already you have a lot of things. Because as IT professional, I understood, as I told you, right, when my context was expanded, I relived a lot of journey, and I saw what advantages I could have taken at this point of time. And all those my learnings, my mistakes, and my realizations are covered and summed up in this book, so that any IT professional who is looking for to get a live a extraordinary life, they can take advantage and become the best version of themselves.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. And this is going to be available on Amazon.
Yes, Amazon is primarily. I've just kept the some small changes are still to be done. So I have not just released it in Amazon, but it is coming soon. Will be available in Amazon, and definitely I will be putting out more of the details into my LinkedIn. And like anybody who wants to get to know about it, they can get connected to me in LinkedIn. So all the details and updates will be available there for everyone to know.
Great. That's wonderful. I think we had some amazing conversation today, right? So people who have been watching us live or watch us later on recording, if you want to unlock, if you want to unleash your superpowers and become that meta human, right? Then you can connect with Utkarsh. Utkarsh is available on all the social media channels, predominantly on LinkedIn. And also look for his book, which is coming soon on Amazon, so that you can grab a copy of that, so that you can learn from his experience, whatever the knowledge, the experience that he has shared, so that you can again unleash your superpowers and become that meta human. So thank you, Utkarsh, for sharing with us all those things that can help people to become those meta human and unleash their superpowers.
Thank you so much, Fatah. That was a great honor that I could be part of this amazing talk show, because in my journey throughout, I have been following you and hearing from amazing conversations you have in a deep way, rather than just looking for some small aspects. Here we see the things raw and understand from the real experience for the people. So I love the show, and this was a great honor and privilege to be part of this. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you once again, Utkarsh, for adding value in our show. And thanks everyone for who have watched us live and for people who are going to watch on recording. And I'm sure you're going to love this. And yes, please connect with Utkarsh if you have anything further you want to understand, learn, and grow in your IT career. So thank you once again and have a wonderful night.
Thank you so much.